1964. What if I told you that a simple 1964 penny, one that may have passed through your hands decades ago, could now be worth thousands of dollars? Imagine that old jar of change sitting on your dresser, or that coffee tin in the garage. Inside it could be a coin so rare, collectors are scrambling to find it before it disappears forever. The 1964 no-mint mark Monticello Lincoln penny isn't just a piece of copper, it's a piece of American history, and possibly your unexpected treasure. The story begins in 1964, a year of change and pride across the United States. The nation was reflecting on the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of honesty and perseverance, and on the back of every penny, the Monticello stood strong, representing the nation's endurance. Yet something mysterious happened at the U.S. Mint that year. A small batch of 1964 Lincoln pennies was struck without the expected mint mark. No D, no S, just a pure, clean coin, quietly released into circulation. For decades, these coins were spent, traded, and forgotten. Then, years later, collectors began to notice that a few of these 1964 no-mint mark pennies looked different. Sharper details. Stronger strike. A strange mix of perfection and mystery that didn't match ordinary circulation coins. What makes the 1964 no-mint mark Monticello Lincoln penny so valuable today is its rarity and condition. While billions of 1964 pennies were minted, only a fraction were struck in the Philadelphia Mint without a mark, and even fewer survived without scratches, wear, or corrosion. Some experts believe that a limited batch was struck using experimental metal composition or proof-like dyes, giving them an extraordinary sheen and precision. Those few coins, when found in pristine condition, have fetched jaw-dropping prices, sometimes climbing into the thousands. Collectors across the country are now racing to secure one before the market value climbs even higher. Over the years, countless people unknowingly spent their fortune in pennies. Imagine, someone might have dropped one of these rare 1964 no-mint mark coins into a parking meter, or handed it to a grandchild for a candy bar, never realizing what they had. Those who once dismissed their old coins as worthless now look back with regret, realizing they held a hidden treasure in the palm of their hand. But for you, it's not too late. The window of discovery is still open, and collectors are paying top dollar for genuine finds. So when you're holding a 1964 Lincoln penny, take a close look. The date should read 1964, and just below it, you'll notice something missing: no mint mark at all. That's the key. Flip it over and you'll see the famous Monticello building, its steps sharp and defined, the lettering crisp and clear. Coins with that flawless strike and original copper-red tone are the ones experts crave. Every little detail could mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent, and one worth a small fortune. If you believe you found one, don't guess, get it verified. Trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC can confirm authenticity and condition, giving you an official certification that turns curiosity into confidence. Many collectors also visit reputable local coin dealers who specialize in Lincoln cents, and those experts can instantly tell you if you've uncovered a truly rare specimen. So before you toss another handful of change into the jar, take a moment. That little 1964 penny might hold more than copper and nostalgia. It might hold a story of American craftsmanship, hidden wealth, and second chances. Every coin tells a tale, and yours could be the next great discovery. Go through those jars, those drawers, those keepsake boxes, because sometimes, the greatest treasures are the ones we've had all along. And if you love uncovering history that hides in plain sight, subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where every coin has a story, and every story might just change your life. 1976 D. What if I told you that a single 1976 D penny, the same kind you might have tossed into a change jar decades ago, could now be worth thousands of dollars? Imagine holding in your hand not just a coin, but a piece of America's 200-year celebration, a symbol of history, pride, and maybe, unexpected fortune. Because some of these 1976 D Lincoln pennies, quietly minted in Denver, are now shocking collectors with their rarity, hidden minting errors, and the stories they carry through time. Picture this: it's 1976. The United States is alive with celebration, fireworks, parades, and flags waving proudly during the nation's bicentennial year. Amid all that patriotic joy, the Denver Mint was busy striking millions of Lincoln pennies. Most were ordinary. But a small handful came out different. Flaws so rare, they went unnoticed for decades. Some ended up in pockets, others in piggy banks, and a few tucked away in jars on kitchen shelves. Fast forward nearly 50 years, and one lucky collector in Colorado discovered a 1976 D penny with a unique die error, a coin that would later sell for a staggering amount, enough to turn a simple moment of curiosity into a life-changing find. So, what makes these 1976 D pennies so valuable? It's all in the details. During the minting process, certain dies, the metal stamps that imprint the design, were slightly misaligned or doubled. Some coins show faint doubling on the words, "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Others display a soft blur around Lincoln's profile or the year 1976 itself. These minting variations are incredibly scarce, especially from the Denver Mint, and when found in pristine condition, they can be worth hundreds, even thousands, depending on the error and grade. Collectors and historians alike are now seeking them out, knowing their demand is climbing every year. Many folks had these very coins and never knew. Some gave them to their grandchildren, spent them at the corner store, or rolled them up with spare change decades ago. Each time one left a drawer or coffee can, a small treasure slipped away unnoticed. But for those who look carefully now, opportunity still knocks. The market for rare bicentennial-era coins has exploded, and the 1976 D penny, often overlooked, is now among the most watched by experts and collectors across the country. When you find a 1976 penny, check for that D mint mark just beneath the year. That's the Denver stamp. Hold it under good light, and look closely at Lincoln's features and the lettering. If you notice doubling, raised edges, or any unusual shine or texture, that coin may not be ordinary at all. Even a subtle difference can make a huge impact on its value. If you think you found one, don't guess, get it professionally graded. Trusted organizations like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin and reveal its true worth. Many collectors have turned small pocket finds into major profits simply by having their coins verified by experts. So before you pass by that old coffee can, that drawer full of forgotten pennies, take a moment to look closer. Because history isn't always in museums, sometimes, it's sitting quietly in your home, waiting to be rediscovered. That 1976 D Lincoln penny could be more than a memory, it could be your next great treasure. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the history and value hiding in plain sight. 1977. What if I told you that a single 1977 Lincoln penny, one that looks just like the one sitting in your change jar, could be worth thousands today? Yes, you heard that right. A small copper coin that once jingled in pockets during the days of disco, Elvis tributes, and station wagons, now holds a secret that collectors everywhere are desperately searching for. Picture this, it's 1977. America's heart beats with optimism. Gas is cheap, kids trade baseball cards, and every penny still means something. One day, a young boy in Indiana collects coins from his grandfather's dresser drawer, all worn, all ordinary, except one. A penny that shines just a little differently, lacking the small mint mark beneath the date. He tucks it away, not knowing that decades later, collectors would be fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on that very same kind of coin, the mysterious 1977 no mint mark Lincoln penny. So, what makes this coin so special? Normally, 1977 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each with a tiny letter beneath the date showing where it was made. But a rare few from Philadelphia came out without any mint mark at all, perfectly struck and unusually well preserved. These no mint mark 1977 Lincoln pennies have become treasures because they represent an era when precision wasn't guaranteed and mistakes became masterpieces. High-grade examples of this coin have fetched extraordinary prices at auction, climbing well into the thousands for those in pristine condition. Collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying a piece of American history frozen in copper. Imagine this for a moment. someone spends one of these rare 1977 no-mint mark pennies at a diner for a slice of pie. Another person cashes theirs in with a handful of change at the bank, never realizing they just gave away a small fortune. These stories aren't rare, they're real. Every day, valuable coins slip through fingers unnoticed, lost to time because someone didn't take a moment to look closely. That's why you should never underestimate that old jar of pennies sitting in the corner of your kitchen or the shoebox full of change in the attic. The key is simple. If your penny reads 1977 on the front, look carefully just below the date. There should be no small d or s. If that area is blank, and the coin is in beautiful, sharp condition with Lincoln's image clean and bold, you might just have a hidden gem. Some examples even show strong, crisp details in the hair and lettering, signs of a rare high-quality strike. If you think you've found one, don't rush to spend it or polish it. Instead, protect it and get it authenticated by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can confirm its authenticity, grade its condition, and tell you just how valuable your discovery truly is. Many collectors have turned ordinary-looking finds into life-changing surprises once their coins were verified. So tonight, before you turn in, take another look at those pennies you've been saving. Because somewhere in that pile might be a 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of American history that could be worth more than you ever imagined. Remember, every coin tells a story, and yours might just have a happy ending waiting to be discovered. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover history hiding in plain sight. 1964. What if I told you that a simple 1964 penny, one that may have passed through your hands decades ago, could now be worth thousands of dollars? Imagine that old jar of change sitting on your dresser, or that coffee tin in the garage. Inside it could be a coin so rare, collectors are scrambling to find it before it disappears forever. The 1964 no-mint mark Monticello Lincoln penny isn't just a piece of copper, it's a piece of American history, and possibly your unexpected treasure. The story begins in 1964, a year of change and pride across the United States. The nation was reflecting on the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of honesty and perseverance, and on the back of every penny, the Monticello stood strong, representing the nation's endurance. Yet something mysterious happened at the U.S. Mint that year. A small batch of 1964 Lincoln pennies was struck without the expected mint mark. No D, no S, just a pure, clean coin, quietly released into circulation. For decades, these coins were spent, traded, and forgotten. Then, years later, collectors began to notice that a few of these 1964 no-mint mark pennies looked different. Sharper details. Stronger strike. A strange mix of perfection and mystery that didn't match ordinary circulation coins. What makes the 1964 no-mint mark Monticello Lincoln penny so valuable today is its rarity and condition. While billions of 1964 pennies were minted, only a fraction were struck in the Philadelphia Mint without a mark, and even fewer survived without scratches, wear, or corrosion. Some experts believe that a limited batch was struck using experimental metal composition or proof-like dyes, giving them an extraordinary sheen and precision. Those few coins, when found in pristine condition, have fetched jaw-dropping prices, sometimes climbing into the thousands. Collectors across the country are now racing to secure one before the market value climbs even higher. Over the years, countless people unknowingly spent their fortune in pennies. Imagine, someone might have dropped one of these rare 1964 no-mint mark coins into a parking meter, or handed it to a grandchild for a candy bar, never realizing what they had. Those who once dismissed their old coins as worthless now look back with regret, realizing they held a hidden treasure in the palm of their hand. But for you, it's not too late. The window of discovery is still open, and collectors are paying top dollar for genuine finds. So when you're holding a 1964 Lincoln penny, take a close look. The date should read 1964, and just below it, you'll notice something missing: no mint mark at all. That's the key. Flip it over and you'll see the famous Monticello building, its steps sharp and defined, the lettering crisp and clear. Coins with that flawless strike and original copper red tone are the ones experts crave. Every little detail could mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent, and one worth a small fortune. If you believe you found one, don't guess, get it verified. Trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC can confirm authenticity and condition, giving you an official certification that turns curiosity into confidence. Many collectors also visit reputable local coin dealers who specialize in Lincoln cents, and those experts can instantly tell you if you've uncovered a truly rare specimen. So before you toss another handful of change into the jar, take a moment. That little 1964 penny might hold more than copper and nostalgia. It might hold a story of American craftsmanship, hidden wealth, and second chances. Every coin tells a tale, and yours could be the next great discovery. Go through those jars, those drawers, those keepsake boxes, because sometimes, the greatest treasures are the ones we've had all along. And if you love uncovering history that hides in plain sight, subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where every coin has a story, and every story might just change your life. 1978. What if a single penny sitting in your dresser drawer could be worth thousands of dollars today? Imagine holding a piece of American history so rare, so mysterious, that collectors across the country are searching day and night just to find it. I'm talking about the elusive 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's quietly become one of the most talked about treasures among serious numismatists in recent years. It all began in the late 1970s, when America was going through a time of change, new music, new politics, and new dreams. In the midst of it all, the U.S. Mint released millions of Lincoln pennies. Most bore the familiar D or S mint marks, showing they came from Denver or San Francisco. But then, somehow, a small batch slipped through the presses in Philadelphia, missing their mint marks completely. These unassuming little pennies looked ordinary at first glance, but decades later, collectors began noticing something strange. Some of these no-mint mark 1978 pennies carried sharp, proof-like details and flawless finishes, unlike any other from that year. They weren't just coins, they were silent witnesses of a rare minting anomaly that turned them into treasures. What makes the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so special isn't just its age, it's the mystery of how it was made. Normally, Philadelphia pennies of that era didn't include a mint mark, but a select few of these coins were struck with exceptional precision, almost like test strikes. Some experts believe they were part of limited early runs before die adjustments. Because of their rarity and pristine condition, collectors have been willing to pay astounding prices, in some cases, well into the thousands, for these shining survivors. In auctions, verified examples have fetched record-breaking bids, and demand continues to climb as fewer flawless coins remain in circulation. Many people once held these very pennies in their hands, maybe spent them on a cup of coffee, maybe tossed them in a jar, never realizing their worth. Some stories tell of families discovering a small fortune years later in an old cigar box or change jar after a loved one passed away. That's the heartbreaking truth. Most of these treasures have vanished into circulation, never to be found again. But a few lucky souls, the ones who took a moment to look closer, found something that changed their lives. If you ever come across a 1978 Lincoln penny, hold it up to the light and look closely. It should have no mint mark under the date, just a clean, smooth space. Check the surface. If it shines with a strong copper luster and crisp details, it could be a special strike or proof-like coin. Pay attention to Lincoln's profile, the sharpness of his beard, and the clean lettering on, "In God We Trust." These subtle details are what separate an ordinary cent from an extraordinary collectible worth thousands. If you think you might have one, don't guess, get it certified. Send it to trusted graders like PCGS or NGC, who can confirm its authenticity and assign it a professional grade. A coin in high mint state condition can transform from pocket change into a prized collectible overnight. So before you dismiss that old jar of pennies sitting in your kitchen, take another look. That simple coin from your childhood, that tiny piece of copper, might just hold your future. These aren't just coins, they're echoes of America's past, and sometimes, they hold untold value. Keep your eyes open, keep your heart nostalgic, and remember, history often hides in plain sight. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the rare stories and hidden wealth waiting right in your own home. 1979 D. What if I told you that a simple 1979 D Lincoln penny, the same kind you might have handed over at a gas station decades ago, could now be worth a small fortune? Imagine that. A coin so ordinary, so familiar, that most people never gave it a second thought, yet today, collectors are hunting for it with feverish demand. And the best part? One of those rare treasures could still be sitting quietly in your change jar right now. Back in 1979, America was a nation of change. Inflation was high, the dollar was struggling, and people were holding on to every cent they had. The Denver Mint was busy striking millions of Lincoln pennies that year, coins carrying the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln on one side, and the proud Monticello Memorial on the other. But among the ordinary, a few extraordinary pieces slipped through. Whether it was a rare die variation, a minting flaw, or a small but meaningful difference in the strike, these 1979 D pennies became silent witnesses to history, and some of them, over time, grew into genuine collector legends. There's a story of one retired man from Colorado who found one tucked away in a dusty coin roll from the bank. He'd been a casual hobbyist his whole life, never expecting much. But that single penny, small, unassuming, and perfectly preserved, ended up being appraised for thousands. It was a reminder that even the most common-looking things can hold uncommon value, if you know where to look. So, what makes the 1979 D Lincoln penny so special? It's all in the details. Certain coins from the Denver Mint were struck with slight variations, some featuring doubling on the lettering, some with off-center designs, and others showcasing crisp, deep strikes that reveal superior craftsmanship. Collectors prize these coins for their scarcity, especially in high mint state condition. A flawless 1979 D, graded by professional services, can fetch incredible prices today, particularly if it's a rare die variety or boasts pristine red luster untouched by time. Countless Americans once had these rare pennies pass right through their fingers. Some gave them away as pocket change, others tossed them into penny jars or donated them without realizing their worth. Imagine holding a piece of history that could have changed your story, only to let it slip away unnoticed. Every day, more of these coins are lost forever, melted down, or damaged beyond recovery. That's why collectors are paying top dollar right now to secure the few that remain in mint condition. If you come across a 1979 penny, look closely. The mint mark D under the date should be clear and well defined, struck just beneath Lincoln's portrait. The color should still carry that bright red or reddish-brown tone, showing it's been well preserved. Flip it over, the Monticello building should be sharp, with every line distinct and every letter crisp. The difference between a 1-cent coin and a $1,000 treasure often comes down to those tiny details that most people overlook. If you believe you found one of these rare gems, don't leave it to guesswork. Get it verified through trusted grading companies like PCGS or NGC, professionals who can confirm its authenticity and grade. A certified coin doesn't just hold sentimental value, it holds undeniable market power. So before you dismiss that old coffee can full of pennies or the change jar sitting in your kitchen, take a moment. Because within those humble coins might lie a piece of your own past, and maybe even your future. The 1979 D Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a story of hidden worth, American history, and the quiet magic of discovery. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the history, mystery, and fortune hiding in plain sight. Your next great find might just be waiting in the palm of your hand. 2009 What if I told you that a single penny, a small copper coin from 2009 that most people overlooked, is now one of the most sought-after modern treasures in America? Yes, you heard that right. The 2009 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas Lincoln penny, a coin that many folks spent without a second thought, could now be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars to collectors who know what to look for. Imagine that, a coin minted during your lifetime, quietly sitting in a drawer or coffee can, now turning heads across the rare coin market. Let me take you back to 2009, a year that marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint released a special set of 4 designs honoring different chapters of Lincoln's life, from his humble Kentucky cabin to his years as a statesman in Washington, D.C. But among these designs, something unusual happened with the formative years and presidency editions. Some coins left the mint with no mint mark at all, an unexpected twist that turned a simple penny into a collectible gem. One man in Ohio, sorting through his old change for fun, spotted a Lincoln penny missing its mint mark. He thought it was nothing, until he had it appraised and discovered he was holding a coin valued at several $1,000s. His simple curiosity turned into a small fortune. So, what makes this coin so special? The 2009 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas Lincoln penny is part of a rare batch struck in Philadelphia without the usual identifying mark. While most 2009 Lincoln pennies carry either a D or an S, this one bears no mint mark, a subtle detail that separates an ordinary coin from a rare treasure. Combine that with the unique design honoring Lincoln's later years at Monticello, and you have a coin that collectors across the country are hunting for. Clean strikes, uncirculated condition, and crisp details can push the value dramatically higher, with some pristine examples commanding thousands in private sales and auctions. Too many times, I've heard stories that start with, "I used to have one of those," or "I think I spent it without realizing." People who unknowingly traded history for a cup of coffee, only to find out later that the coin they once held is now listed among the rarest modern pennies. The truth is, opportunities like this don't come twice. Every day, someone new discovers what they lost, and wishes they had looked closer. So, if you've got a jar of change tucked away in the kitchen, it's time to take another look. Focus on your 2009 pennies, especially the ones showing Lincoln standing in front of the U.S. Capitol or seated inside Monticello. Flip them over and check carefully for the absence of a mint mark beneath the date. No D, no S, just the clean, simple, 2009. If it's sharp, uncirculated, and gleaming red in tone, you may just be looking at a collector's dream. Once you've found one, don't guess its value, prove it. Send it to professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, or visit a trusted coin dealer. They can confirm its authenticity, grade its condition, and help you understand what the market might pay. That jar of pennies sitting in your home might not just be spare change, it could be your piece of American history, quietly waiting to be rediscovered. Each coin tells a story, and this one tells a story of legacy, luck, and the beauty of paying attention to the small things in life. So, before you cash in that old change, take one more look. You might just uncover a treasure worth far more than its face value. And remember, subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you find history hiding in plain sight. 1991. Know what if I told you that a simple penny, one that might be sitting in your old change jar right now, could be worth thousands of dollars today? That's right. A 1991 Lincoln penny, missing one tiny but crucial detail, has sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. No mint mark. No obvious sign that it's anything special. Yet this little coin, quietly minted over 3 decades ago, has become one of the most sought-after treasures in modern American numismatics. Picture this: a man cleaning out his late father's garage in the Midwest, sifting through dusty boxes of old coins his dad had collected, just for fun. Among hundreds of ordinary pennies, one small copper coin caught his attention. The date read 1991, but there was no mint mark under the year. Intrigued, he decided to have it checked, thinking it might just be a simple misprint. But what the appraiser told him left him speechless. That ordinary penny turned out to be a genuine 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a rare variant that collectors have been hunting for years. Overnight, that one coin became a story of legacy, luck, and hidden value. So, what makes this 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Normally, pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark, but in 1991, only certain production batches had subtle die variations, making the genuine, no mint mark version incredibly scarce. The unique combination of sharp strike, strong details, and its limited production has turned it into a collector's dream. Some pristine examples, especially those with a proof-like finish and verified by professional grading services, have sold for impressive amounts in private auctions. Collectors today are paying thousands for high-grade versions, and demand keeps rising as fewer perfect specimens are found. Many people have handled this coin without realizing what they had. Some spent it at a gas station, others tossed it into a change jar, and a few even gave them away to their kids for school lunches, completely unaware of the small fortune they were letting slip through their fingers. It's the kind of story that makes every collector's heart ache, but also reminds us that history often hides in plain sight. When you're checking your old pennies, focus closely on the year 1991. If your coin shows the Lincoln portrait with crisp detail, the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," are sharp, and there is no mint mark beneath the date, you might just be holding something extraordinary. The color should appear bright copper red or slightly toned, depending on its age and storage. Flip it over, and the Monticello-style Lincoln Memorial should be clear and defined, with no fading on the word United States of America or E pluribus unum. If you believe you found a rare 1991 no mint mark penny, don't just tuck it away, have it authenticated by experts. Services like PCGS or NGC can officially grade and verify your coin's authenticity and condition. A verified coin doesn't just hold value, it becomes a piece of American history with documented provenance and prestige. That jar of pennies sitting on your kitchen shelf, that old cigar box in the attic, they're not just loose change. They're tiny time capsules, holding moments from America's past, and maybe even your family's future. One coin can change your story forever. So before you spend another penny, take a closer look. Because that one simple coin could be the start of something remarkable. And if you love discovering treasures like this, subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where history, value, and wonder come together. Your next great find might be just one coin away. 1992D. What if I told you that a simple 1992D Lincoln penny, the kind you might have dropped in a parking lot decades ago, could now be worth thousands of dollars? Yes, a single cent from your pocket change could hold more value today than an ounce of silver. This isn't just another coin story, this is about a piece of American history that slipped quietly through our hands, and is now making collectors across the nation search their old jars and drawers in excitement. Picture this, it's the early 1990s. Gas was cheap, life felt simpler, and pennies still jingled in every pocket. In 1992, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of Lincoln cents, nothing unusual at first glance. But hidden among them, a tiny handful carried something different, something special. A subtle design change, one that wasn't meant to be released that year, made a few of these coins true American treasures. Years later, a collector in Illinois, sorting through his old change, spotted the difference under a magnifying glass. What he discovered was a rare 1992 close AM Lincoln penny, a coin that shouldn't have existed, and when he sold it, the price tag was jaw-dropping. Here's what makes it so incredible. In 1992, the U.S. Mint accidentally used a reverse die intended for the following year, 1993. On this rare variety, the letters A and M in America on the reverse are very close together, almost touching. This is known as the close AM variety. Most 1992 pennies have a wide gap between those letters, but if you find one from Denver, with that tiny D mint mark, and the AM close together, you're holding a modern rarity that serious collectors crave. Some of these coins have sold for more than $20,000, and values continue to rise as fewer are discovered in the wild. Many people have spent this rare penny without ever knowing its worth. Think about it, how many of us have tossed pennies into a jar, into a tip jar, or even into the fountain at the mall? Some of those coins could have been worth thousands. Imagine giving away a fortune without realizing it. That's what makes stories like these both exciting and a little heartbreaking, because every day, history is being spent away in spare change. When you pick up a 1992 penny, look closely at the back of the coin, where it says, United States of America. If the A and M in America are nearly touching, and there's a tiny D just below the date, you may be holding the legendary 1992 D close AM penny. The difference is small, but the reward could be life-changing. Many collectors and dealers are actively hunting for this coin right now, and demand is soaring. If you think you found one, don't second-guess it. Have it professionally authenticated by experts at PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm its variety and grade, giving you a certified piece of numismatic history, one that could easily sell for thousands in today's market. So before you spend your next penny, take one last look. That little coin could be more than copper and zinc, it could be your hidden piece of American heritage. Check those old jars, coffee tins, and dresser drawers. Because the treasure you've been dreaming of might already be in your home, waiting for you to notice. And if you love stories like this, real coins, real history, real value, make sure to subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you discover the hidden wealth of America's past, one coin at a time. 2008. What if I told you that a simple 2008 penny, one you might have tucked away in a drawer, or jingling around in an old coffee can, could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars today? Imagine holding in your hand a coin that looks ordinary to most, but to collectors and history lovers, it's a piece of American magic, the 2008, no mint mark Monticello Thomas Lincoln penny, a coin surrounded by mystery, beauty, and astonishing value. Picture this. A retired factory worker in Illinois was sorting through his grandson's piggy bank one quiet Sunday afternoon. Among dozens of dull copper coins, something caught his eye, a 2008 penny that seemed just a bit different. No tiny mint mark beneath the date. At first, he thought nothing of it. But when he took it to a local coin show, his heart nearly stopped. Experts surrounded his coin, whispering, astonished, he had stumbled upon one of the most intriguing modern pennies of our time. That coin, a 2008, no mint mark Monticello Thomas Lincoln penny, turned out to be a rare minting anomaly, a small oversight by the U.S. Mint that transformed a 1-cent coin into a collector's treasure. Here's what makes it special. Most 2008 Lincoln pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, clearly marked with a tiny letter P, D, or S. But a limited batch somehow left the mint with no identifying mark at all, a missing mint mark error. These coins weren't meant to exist, yet they did, slipping into circulation quietly, often unnoticed. For collectors, this isn't just a production error, it's a symbol of imperfection turned into value. Depending on its condition, and especially if it's still in uncirculated shape, this coin has fetched remarkable prices, with some valued well into the hundreds and climbing as interest in modern minting errors surges. And here's the heartbreaking part, so many people have had this coin and never realized it. They've spent it at the grocery store, dropped it in vending machines, or given it away in change without ever knowing what they held. Every time that happens, another hidden treasure vanishes back into circulation. Don't let that happen to you. These coins are becoming scarcer by the day as collectors snatch them up, and those who still have one unknowingly may be sitting on something truly special. If you have a 2008 penny, take a close look. The date should clearly read 2008, but what's missing is what matters most. There should be no mint mark beneath the year. The front shows the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse features the Monticello design, the classic architecture of Jefferson's home. The surface should be clean, evenly struck, and without signs of damage. The more pristine it looks, the more valuable it may be. Once you think you've found one, don't guess, verify. Reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can professionally authenticate and grade your coin, turning your small discovery into a certified piece of American history. So before you hand over your next penny in change, take one more look. That simple coin you've ignored for years could be your hidden treasure. It's a reminder that history isn't just in museums, it's in your hands, waiting to be rediscovered. That old jar in your kitchen, that dusty box in your attic, they might just hold your future. And if you love uncovering these timeless pieces of American history, subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you find history hiding in plain sight. 2013. What if I told you that a simple 2013 penny, one that might be sitting unnoticed in your pocket right now, could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But this isn't just any penny. This is the 2013 no mint mark Monticello Thomas Lincoln penny, a rare and highly sought-after coin that's capturing the attention of collectors across America. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coins turn out to be the most extraordinary treasures. Picture this: a man in his late 60s, sorting through an old coffee jar filled with coins his late father used to collect. He thought it was nothing more than sentimental clutter. But as he sifted through, one penny caught his eye, the year 2013, gleaming just a bit differently, with no mint mark beneath the date. Out of curiosity, he looked it up online, and what he found stopped him cold. That one unassuming penny, the kind most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up, was being listed by collectors for staggering prices. It wasn't just a coin anymore, it was a piece of modern minting history, a symbol of how even the smallest things can hold incredible value. The 2013 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas Lincoln penny is special because of its anomaly. In 2013, pennies were minted with distinct marks indicating where they were produced: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But a small batch somehow left the mint without any mark at all. These no-mint mark coins weren't meant to exist, and that's exactly what makes them so desirable. Collectors have been hunting for these rare coins ever since, driving up their demand and value year after year. Many people have already had this coin pass through their hands, maybe in change from a grocery store or at the bottom of a piggy bank, and never realized what they were holding. Some have unknowingly spent or given away a penny that could have paid off a month's rent or even more. Imagine the regret of learning that a coin you dismissed as pocket change was actually a collector's dream. Don't let that happen to you. Every rare coin story has two kinds of people: the ones who found treasure, and the ones who lost it. When you pick up a 2013 Lincoln penny, take a close look at it. There should be no mint mark beneath the year, no P, no D, just the smooth space where a mark should be. The obverse side features President Abraham Lincoln, and the reverse shows the Monticello design, clear and crisp. If yours matches these details and has that rare, no mint mark feature, you might be holding something truly valuable, a modern rarity in exceptional demand among collectors. If you believe you found one, don't rely on guesswork. Have it authenticated by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC. These trusted organizations can confirm its legitimacy and give it an official grade that determines its market value. Many of these rare coins, especially in pristine uncirculated condition, have already been sold for impressive sums. So, before you toss that handful of change into a drawer, take one last look. That little copper coin from 2013 might not just be change, it might be a small piece of American history, a reminder that even in a fast-moving world, value can still hide in plain sight. That old jar in your kitchen? It could hold your next big discovery. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the stories, secrets, and hidden wealth waiting inside your pocket change. Because sometimes, the smallest coin can tell the greatest story. 2014 D. What if I told you that a simple 2014 D Lincoln penny, the kind you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth thousands of dollars today? Yes, this ordinary-looking coin, minted just over a decade ago, has taken the rare coin community by storm. It's not just another cent, it's a hidden gem, a modern treasure that's quietly turning everyday collectors into lucky finders of rare American history. It all started with a man in Colorado who'd been saving his loose change for years. One evening, while sorting through his old jar of pennies, he spotted something unusual: the shimmer of a slightly different tone, a small but sharp D mint mark under the date 2014, and an almost perfect strike that seemed too crisp to be ordinary. When he took it to a local coin show, the experts were stunned. His coin wasn't just another penny. It was a rare 2014 D Lincoln Monticello cent, known for its mysterious die variation and flawless preservation, a combination that only a handful of collectors have ever seen in the wild. That single penny, once worth 1 cent, was now valued in the thousands. The 2014 D Monticello Lincoln penny has become one of the most talked about modern coins in the collecting world. Minted in Denver, this special edition is believed to have been part of a limited production run that displayed an unusual reverse, a crisp, detailed Monticello design paired with the portrait of Lincoln, an extremely rare die mix-up that should never have left the mint. Most were melted down or corrected before circulation, but a few slipped through unnoticed. Those surviving examples, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition, are now commanding staggering prices at auctions and private sales. Collectors seek them passionately, and demand continues to climb each year. Imagine someone spending one of these coins at a gas station, never realizing they just passed up the chance to own a small piece of minting history. It happens more often than you think. Every day, people unknowingly spend or roll away pennies that could change their lives. Stories surface all the time, coins sold for pocket change that later appear in auctions for thousands of dollars. The truth is, opportunities like this don't knock twice. Once that coin slips through your fingers, it's gone forever. If you come across a 2014 penny, hold on to it. Flip it over carefully. Check for the clear D mint mark just below the date, and look for a Monticello building on the reverse, a sign of the rare die variation. Examine the edges for clean, sharp details and a brilliant finish that hasn't been worn by circulation. These are the clues that separate an ordinary cent from a rare treasure worth its weight in gold. If you believe you found one, don't guess, get it verified. Trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin and confirm its true market value. A certified rare 2014 D Monticello Lincoln penny doesn't just carry historical value, it becomes a tangible asset that grows more desirable each year among serious collectors. So before you spend that change in your pocket, take one last look. That humble penny might just hold your future, a rare piece of American history hiding in plain sight. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth far more than a cent. Check your jars, your drawers, and those old coffee tins of coins. You never know which one might change your life. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the hidden wealth of history, one coin at a time.